Champions, champions. Damn, I'm hungry. Really a bit noisy, windows down. Boring start. I know I'm running late because it's 6 AM and I have to grab the smoker and clean it and the barbecue and the chairs and the tables and the everything, and it's like 6:15 AM. Could have done it last night, but I got home late because there's so much work to do. Ugh, oat milk. Run out of normal milk. The reception's going to be a bit spotty because I live in the hills, in the mountains. Blinded by the sun. Really should clean my windows. Yeah, on the way to the shop, just put all the chairs and tables and smoker and shit in the van. I'm gonna unload it. I can do that later though. Should just get straight into repairs. No, I'm not on the wrong side of the road. It's just because it's the front cam. It's mirrored. I suppose I should be going backwards then, eh? And the guy that drives it around doesn't really have to operate it. I don't think. They just pull up and hit go and sit there just sending people fines all day for doing 5 kilometres over the limit, because you know that's such a danger. We're at the hairpins. My voice still hasn't recovered from seeing the Screaming Jets last weekend. This is my home among the gum trees. No plum trees though. I don't have any sheep or kangaroos either. This is great. See so many car crash vids. Well, I'm doing about 20k an hour, so if I had a car crash now, it'd only just be mildly annoying. Probably be able to touch it up with a bit of polish compound. G'day Steve, how you going, legend? I haven't had time to get back to your emails, mate. One day, when I'm on holidays, I'll catch up on all the emails, but I haven't got time. Do we want to go a scenic route, or do we want to just go straight to work? Do you want a bit of a tour of the place, or what? I mean, I could just go straight to the workbench, but, you know, we've been doing that all year. What time is it? 6:21. Fuck, I am late. Yeah, Old Bathurst Road. Paul knows the joint. This used to be the main highway out west, believe it or not, way back in the day. Used to be the main, well, it's called Old Bathurst Road because Bathurst is about 2 hours west, and it used to be the road to go to Bathurst. And over on the horizon is Sydney. Bit of a hazy day though, probably can't see the silhouette of the city very clearly. So we're expecting 36 degrees Celsius and possible severe storms later in the day. You know you're getting old because you talk about weather. Hey Brad, what kind of barbecue sauce do you use? None, generally. Or hot sauce. If I'm using barbecue sauce as basting for ribs, I haven't made my own yet, but I should do that. It's just too much work. So I use Sweet Baby Ray's because my shit, I can call her my sister-in-law now. My sister-in-law, well, she lived in New Orleans for a while, and she used to use that on everything. Alright, we'll go straight to the shop since no one wanted the scenic route. Who doesn't mind a scenic route? Hold on there, truck boy. What do you want to do? I'll take you down to the river. I just want to put off working as long as I can because I'm pretty over it for the year, to be honest. New Orleans. Yeah, work is really not what it's cracked up to be this time of year. Here's my screen printer to the left. It's the railway that goes out west that we're passing under. Doesn't look very big, does it? But that's the main railway that brings all the coal from out west to be exported, so we can pretend like we're a green country because we don't burn it here, but we send it elsewhere, and we know what happens to it. So everyone's got their Christmas decorations up out the front. Christmas is very different here. I'd love to bring no, not scenic route. What? Oh, should I do a U-turn? I just passed the shop back there, but I feel like going for a bit of a drive because I need to unwind a bit after working late and waking up early. I'm not ready to get straight into tech just yet, so I'll take you for a bit of a tour. We'll go down to the river road, the Pan River. Turn the air down, that's probably noisy. I'll race the truck next to me. Come on, lights, no one's here. Fuck's sake, mate. Truck wants to race me. What's going on? I should just go. Oh, for fuck's sake. Change. Go green, you bastard. Thank you. Oh, you were saying do the scenic route. Gotcha. So we're about to pass over the Great Western Highway, otherwise known as the M4. You can see the sign there. It says turn left for Sydney. Sydney, if you follow that road straight, you end up in the tunnel and you end up in the middle of the city. It's about 45 minutes or maybe an hour drive depending on traffic. So we're not far from the biggest city in the country. Everyone says, oh, you're in bumfuck nowhere, fucking you're in the bush. Oh, dude, I'm 45 minutes to an hour drive to the biggest city in the country. So shut up. Whee! To the right, it's the Leone Golf Club, a venue that I do not frequent because they have shit beers. All the old bastards drink Tooheys New or VB.
I don't want any of that craft beer. It tastes like passion fruit.
There's a huge lorry. I forgot you guys call them lorries. There's a B-double. These are all wanky golf homes to the right. When you retire, you take your Mercedes A-Class and park it there and pretend that you're a rich man living on a golf course. I suppose you got to be rich to own anything these days, don't you? Nice to see the golf courses adhering to water restrictions. No, they're probably using river water. Reshes. You know what? They used to have Reshes there and they took it off the taps. So for a while we put on some like out, and we held it at the function centre in that place. And all these old bastards that had just finished their round of golf in the Arvo and trying to relax with their chicken schnitty, and then you've got all these long-haired galoots with tattoos and patches on their jackets and playing thrash metal full volume in the venue next door. It was quite the juxtaposition. Oh, they finished that house. Cool. Massive sandstone blocks out the front. And now we're on the river. This is the one that floods every time. I don't know. So, with American cars, like, your accelerator's still the right foot, isn't it? It's not, everything's not mirrored, is it? The mud stuck in the trees, yeah. It happens with the flood areas. You see this big branch. Yeah, gas is right, accelerator is right, brake is left, clutch is all the way left. Yes, that's the same as this. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that I'd be able to adapt pretty quickly to driving in the US. Like over here, European cars like VWs and stuff have the indicator on the left hand, whereas the kind of the standard is having the indicator on the right. So whenever I drive my dad's car, it's a VW Tiguan, yeah, I set the wiper off, the windscreen wiper off the first few turns, but then I remember and it's all good. This is the river walk that I do all the time. So there's two bridges. The one we just went under is that's the M4, the Victoria Bridge. And I do a walk or run or semi-walk and like take turns. So duty cycle it, 50% jog, 50% walk. And it's about 8 kilometres from there and back. And you do a loop, you go across the bridge, go across the other side of the river. And then sometimes finish off with breakfast if it's on the weekend at Laughing Boy Cafe. And it's funny because the logo of Laughing Boy Cafe looks a little bit like the kid from is it Fallout? The video game? Fallout or Half-Life? I forget. No, it'd be Fallout. Manual gears would be tricky to use with the left hand. Really? I think they'd be tricky to use with the right hand. Where is this exactly what you want? GPS coordinates. This is I don't think this is River Road. River Road's on the other side, I think. Or is it? No, this is River Road, yeah. River Road, Emu Plains. Yeah, it's a bit of a ritzy area. All the houses are fucking mansions on this road because back in the day, living on the river was what the rich people did. In this area, anyway. If you talk about like Wiseman's Ferry and that, all the, because it floods so much down there, the only people that are crazy enough to live on the river are like lunatics and crazy people. So that's a very low socioeconomic region, right on the river there. Although there is some large properties and stuff, but they tend to be a bit more elevated because it floods so often. Down here, the river is very, like, there's probably at least a 15-metre drop from this road down to the river. So she's got to flood pretty hard to get up here. Did come up in 2021 I think was the worst flood year, you know, in a long time. This is all a new park and stuff they've just done. A little cricket pitch in the middle of that park. That's pretty cool. We should go there and play drunk cricket one day. I'm not very good at cricket, but Jason's, my brother, is pretty good. Well, he was until he fucked his shoulder up. Yeah, I'll park in there, turn right at this roundabout, park in that parking lot, and then that's where I do the river walk / run loop. There's a 7-Eleven across the road. I'm waiting until they start bringing in the onigiri, like they do in the Japan. Where are the hills, mountains? On the horizon there. So that's that horizon. You can see it's pretty wide angle lens, so everything's kind of tiny. But we're driving towards a mountain range. You'll see shortly in a moment. We're driving towards where we just drove down, and that's the foot of the Blue Mountains. O'Donoghue's pub to the right. Love that pub. $15 rum steak, mate. Can't beat it. Zemi Plains train station to the right. Nice old historic building there, and we're just passing under the train tracks right now. To the right we've got my mate Alan Middleton and his auto trim factory, old high school buddy of mine. We've got the correctional centre to the right, the jail. Correctional centre, in quotation marks. And we've got a bunch of Black Angus cows. Every time I walk past, I try to pat one, but they're a bit twitchy. They sort of run away when you go near the fence. To the left, if you turn left here, that takes you to Mountain Culture Brewery, one of the finest breweries in the country, massive too. More cows to the right. So it feels kind of rural compared to a lot of you blokes in the States or in the cities, but it's kind of suburban. And the thing is, like, suburbia here hasn't like consolidated all the land into residential yet, so there is some mixed purpose areas. You've got things like to the right, it's purely residential, and then to the left you've got an industrial area, and this is the industrial area. We turn right and we're at the shop. This is back where we were before. First one here, gotta unlock the gate. Fucking, I'm always the last one to leave, first one to get here. Gotta lock it and unlock it every day. And people tell me I'm not working quick or hard enough. Yeah, Ben and Chantel's picture and mirror framing. You got the Strathge's air conditioning shop. They had their golf day yesterday. They had their Christmas party. And then they have a golf day too. Jesus. Luxury. Oh, Jesus, the phone's getting hot. Here we are. So we're going to set up a marquee thing out here. And I'll put the smoker over there. All the building shit's coming through the fence from the construction site next door. They've filled in the car park area with offices upstairs and renovating it all. But yeah, of course, all the fiberglass and shit blows around in the wind. Closed, yes we are. Alrighty then. Christmas tree. There we go. Got the KT88s hanging up. Lost vacuum. So they're now snow globes. Alright, start up the computer. We'll get onto some diagnoses. Just one moment, champions. Need 2 hands for this. Alright, I think we're good. I'll shut this app down and see you in a minute. Testing, testing. Hey, yeah. Have you got me? Tamagotchi? Testing, yo. I'm going to put the air conditioning on straight away because it's about 26 degrees in here already. The sun really hits the front of the shop in the morning, so you kind of cop a lot of heat. Did I grab my coffee? No, I didn't. Can't have that. All right, champions, what are we doing? Look at me, little midget. Today's challenge, use fair dinkum in a sentence 8 times. So you can use fair dinkum a few different ways. You can say, someone says, yeah, bloody got into a car accident the other day. I got out of the car, and the other bloke was bloody Russell Crowe. And your mate will go, fair dinkum. Like bullshit, you know? Or, you know, there'll be, oh, that Keanu Reeves, you know, he's a real fair dinkum bloke. As in, he's genuine, and he's got good priorities. High temp in, can you guys just do me a favor and translate Fahrenheit to Celsius just as a default? Because your temperature measurement system is fucking stupid. I'll do the multimeter fart. Yeah, the stream died because I was switching over to the computer. Okay, so it's dead again. It'll come back. Getting the spinning circle of death, but it's come back. Just refresh your browser. You can't hear me say that. Refresh browser. There we go. Now, overhead cam. Overhead cam. I can go over there. Celsius is a terrible system for measuring temperature of air. No, it's not. Sorry. Granular enough. You can't feel the difference between 20 degrees and 21 degrees. Get fucked. Not granular enough. If I say it's 20 degrees, I know what it feels like. That's my really shitty notes on the amp that I just built. Do we want to start with a report on an amp build, or do we want to start on a repair? Granular temperature. He sounds like an audio file. Oh, the air's really granular today. I'm going to piss someone off and make them unsubscribe. I know it. Whatever. Oh, almost forgot. There we go. You want to start on a repair? Okay. Well, you're the only one that commented, so I'll go with your request. Feels better going sideways. Fahrenheit was a bit of an idiot. I guess it's named after the dude, yeah. I know what 100 feels like. 30 doesn't even sound hot. Yeah, well, depends on the humidity. Kind of need a wider angle lens, I think. Overhead cam, that's what I was doing. Do you remember your settings from last time, champ? Oh, the power button's in a different spot. I forgot about that. Hello? Hey, we got Penny Boy. Morning, Jesse. How you going, legend? You coming down for a beer this Arvo? If you're passing by, man. Oh, my throat's really bad. JCM 900. 4102? 4102. Combo. Customer suspected output transformer. I don't know how they knew that, but cooked valves, brother. Brand new set of JJ's down the drain. Fuck. Valves are getting hard to find, man. Don't just swap valves out. If there's a problem with your amp, it'll just kill the new set. And as you can see, they're proper dead. Those logos are supposed to be bright red. You can see the glass is actually like metallized in this area. It's starting to go like brown. So it's vaporized the plating off the anode because it's been red plating in that area. Then it's condensed on the glass. Same goes for the rest of them. One of them's a bit worse than the other, so it might have been the one that triggered the fault. But you'll notice here it says EL34. And here it says this amplifier is fitted with 5881 output valves, replaced with same type only, consult qualified personnel. And they did not. So now there's a lot of damage. Because you got the 470s on the screen grids. Doesn't give you enough current limiting. So when I took the chassis out, I heard a bit of a rattle. Thought, what's that? It was one of the screen grid resistors that unsoldered itself, and it was just floating around in the chassis. And the other three had as well. One of them's gotten very hot, so that's probably the one that was on that valve that's like white. Actually, that's 100 ohm, so that's a dropper. But yeah, one of them was just floating around, and it was shorting out all sorts of shit. And yeah, it's caused arc damage. You can see the heat damage to the circuit board where they were. And on the underneath. Oh, there's a spider. Yay. Just vacuum you up, champion. Goodbye. Normally I only get them when they're already dead. So yeah, looking at the circuit board there, you can see there's been some marking and damage to the solder pads as well, but I think they should clean up okay. But what I'm gonna do, champions, is forget about putting them back on the board. I'm gonna mount them on the valve sockets, because why not? Why not? So that, not sure what the deal is here, but yeah, we've got what I'm trying to say is all the fuses were intact and the right rating, and there's no way they could have been, given what happened. You would have blown the cathode fuses for sure. Don't ask me why they put 500 milliamp fuses in the cathodes. Seems excessive. Oh no, it's sharing two valves here. Dumb. Sorry, I'm an idiot. I'd probably prefer like a 300 milliamp. But yeah, what can happen often is the customer puts an oversized fuse in there to try their luck. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I've seen it before. The customer puts an oversized fuse in there just to try their luck, and they cause more damage. And they get a little bit embarrassed by that fact. So they take out the oversized fuse, which is also blown, and then they put in the correct fuse and then hand it to the tech. It's like if they just pretend nothing's wrong, then somehow everything will be fixed. Yeah, you always get, I don't know, I want to talk to a psychologist or something about this, because it's really interesting. The fact that the customers go out of their way to, and it happens in all trades. It's not just amp repair, it's mechanics, it's computer repair guys, laptop, MacBook dudes. They the customers try to conceal the fault as if it'll make it go away. Like, it's working against you. It's going to cost you more money. Don't try to conceal the fault. You're going out of your way to make your bill higher. I don't understand, but it happens all the time. It's like, if they just cross their fingers and pretend it's not a problem, it'll somehow get better. That's not how things work. Anyway, so how am I going to do this? Can I get Droid Cam happening again? I think I uninstalled it. My phone. Droid Cam. No, it's too hard. You might just have to take my word for it. But yeah, the output transformer's fucked as well. So measuring it passively, the primary seemed somewhat out of balance. So about 17 ohms on one side, and then like 8 on the other, just DC resistance. That's pretty far out. So then I fed it some signal into the secondary, and yeah, the signal looked fucked, and it was loaded down like crazy. And comparing that to a new transformer, which produced about plus minus 56 volts or something when the signal generator was maxed out, this produced about 1. So yeah, she's bugging. Shorter turns, so it hasn't lost its insulation to the secondary to primary isolation, but it hasn't lost its isolation to the frame, but it's got shorter turns. So it's like, think about a shorter turn, right? You got a coil. That's how coils go. And then you short one of the coils out, and then it's like you've just got a single turn, or like a couple of turns, half a dozen turns that are shorted out. So it's like shorting out your heater wiring, winding. Mended Mark. Yeah, that video. It's the same shit as this industry. All the boutique fucktards who swear that they shit pure gold when they don't even understand the basics of fucking electronics. They get all the praise from like all the gear shield channels, and then guys that actually know what they're doing because they're honest and don't say that it's alien technology and stuff, like all these lying fucks, these scammers and charlatans. It just got, in 2024, if you're honest, you really have an uphill battle if you're honest, because you know you can be a lying massive cunt and the world just seems to reward you in 2024 for being a massive lying fucktard. So it is difficult, to be honest. But it's good to see that people are standing up for Mended Mark because he is honest. And that Tom Evans dick face, hopefully he goes out of business forever and goes into something that is just known to be a scam, like real estate or investment banking, because that's where he belongs. Hundreds of re-uploads. I was going to upload it. Then I thought, well, you know, there goes my channel if they decide to take it down. It's actually not bad, that oat milk. Michelle drinks oat milk because she gets like joint pain because she's a million years old. And that joking. So anyway, what are we up for on this one? We're up for a new output transformer, which is about $280 to the customer. And we'll just put a Hammond in there. New set of valves, which is about, what, these days, $240. 5881s. I can ask him if he wants it converted to EL34s. We could do that because the heater wiring, the heater winding on this is the same for both amps. It's the same transformer on the power transformer, but we'd have to upgrade the screen grids, which I'll do anyway. Yeah, she did try turmeric as well. I'm not sure what happened there, Dylan, but yeah, that was something she tried. She's a netballer, so you know, netball. Fast stops, starts, twisting. It's just a fucking nightmare for your knees and stuff. Where was I? Yeah, so we could convert it to EL34. The output transformer and the power transformer are the same for all models. But yeah, up on those screen grids and mounting them on the valve sockets is a big one. The other thing that's critical is these things have a film cap which drives the bias supply by a capacitive coupling of the AC, the unrectified AC. So that is underrated for the job, and it self-heals itself to the point where it has no capacitance and therefore cannot do the whole coupling thing, so you end up with no bias supply, which is probably also what happened here. Actually, let's remove that and we'll test it. We can test it just with the multimeter. Or the LCR meter as well. Yeah, but I guarantee that's playing up as well. So what happens is your bias range starts going up and up and up and up and up, because it loses the ability to get that negative voltage as negative as it needs to be. And you start turning your trim pot down. So they often come, this one's not, but they often come with the trim pot adjusted all the way down because the previous tech's been trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. I can't remember which way it turns to make it most negative, but they trim it down and down and down, then they can't figure out why they have no more room to move, and then it's because that bias cap, that cap there. Still have to replace my bias cap in my 4100. Yeah, I'd suggest doing it. Just like a 1 kilovolt Panasonic will do the job. Saving dollars on the bias circuit. I'm not sure why they did it, Ted, because they could have just done the old, like, plexi type bias circuit. I'm not sure. It might have been a safety thing. Could have been a regulation thing. I'm not sure. But it's the only amp I've seen it on. There's probably others, but it's the only one I can remember. But yeah, it's another thing that can, just one little part can cause the whole works to fall over. And while we're there, we'll change the bias caps there because they're a couple of pennies each, and it's a good move. It's got the LCR caps, which the main filter's dated. That's interesting. So one of them's dated the 20th week of 1996, and the other one's dated the 50th week of 1994. Fuck! Think about the music scene when these caps were getting built. But yeah, they last an ungodly amount of time. I don't think I've ever seen a failed LCR cap. Could be worse. Mesa did the same thing despite having a 50-volt tap on the transformer. Yeah, they did too, didn't they? They had the tap there ready to go, and they're like, nope, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to do something stupid and Mesa-like. How you going, Six? What's happening, brother? You coming out for the Barbie today, mate? Probably busy with work, but, you know, come out, I'll give you some cash to bloody fix some shit for me. I tell you what, eh? Okay, so I was watching, hey mum, happy barbecue day. Thank you. I'll see you in a couple of days. What was I saying? Oh, I was listening to Tone Talk yesterday, Dave Freeman and Mark, and they were talking about how it just makes me laugh. They're so incompetent. All the okay, so who here would like a Mark IIc Plus reissue? Who here would be interested in one? Show of hands. Is there anyone that would like a Mark II C Plus? Sony boy is looking crisp. Well, this is the panny boy actually. Sony boy's on the face because it's the only one that can focus on my face. Yeah, Six, Murray Cook. Did you get a photo? Start putting photos up of the fucking celebrities that are coming to your shop, brother. You need to get that prestige up. How come you haven't posted the photo of Josh Klinghoffer coming to your shop? You guys know Josh Klinghoffer. He was a guitarist in the Chili Peppers for like 10 years. Did he? I think he was in town to play backup for Pearl Jam or something too. Okay, no one wants one. But anyway, that didn't work. So we know that the target market is metalheads, yeah? It's not a fucking blues amp. So what does Mesa, whatever they are now, what does Mesa put up as promo videos? People playing boomer bends and bluesy licks. Bro, it's a fucking metal amp. It's the whole reason people want it is for metal. So then the boys suggested that maybe that is because it oscillates at high gain settings. But yeah, I'm just a Mesa hater. Yeah, there's no truth to their incompetence at all. It's just, you know, $8,000 or whatever it is for an amp that fucking oscillates. Ah! Is the world gone fucking insane or what? Speaking of Mark IIc, the Watusi, here's a real one. Mark IIc Plus. So I guess when I finish servicing this one, we can crank it up and I can show you whether or not it does oscillate. I don't seem to remember them oscillating. I had one recently and it didn't oscillate. Or maybe on stupid settings, but you're not playing it on stupid settings. Hope Gibson don't buy Marshall or Vox. I don't give a fuck about Marshall. They're spent. They're fucked. Vox still has a bit of my respect, so I hope they don't buy Vox. I hope Yamaha holds on to Vox. Because Yamaha are good people. Know what they're doing. People say I shit on brands. Yeah, I shit on them if they're shit. But I love Yamaha. It's all about the what do you call it? Company philosophy. $10, Eric. Thanks, mate. If a capacitor is too long for the mounts on a deluxe reverb doghouse board, too long. Is it okay if the lead's touchy out a corner of the cap, or is it an instant disaster? Should I float it instead? So on a cap, there'll be one end that's actually connected to the can, like literally welded to the outer casing. So in the case of a deluxe reverb, you should be fine if it's touching. Where are we? So see, here's like a 100 microfarad 300 volter. So you can see that's actually connected to the outer casing, whereas that's got a plug and it's insulated. If this one's rubbing against the outer casing, eventually it could short out, and then yeah, you'd have a hard short to ground. If this one's rubbing against the casing, it's no biggie because it's already connected to it anyway. But yeah, what caps are you getting that are too long for that, man? It must be massive. Because the 22 mic, the 22 mics I got here are only about 1.5 inches long. These, because they're only 22s in the DR. So they're like what, less than 2 finger widths. Tube amp Doctor, these are good. MOD are good. F&T are good but expensive. Sometimes out of stock. IC are even good if you get them from Mouser and DigiKey and not Fender. We're going to have to use some IC brand caps, but the name is just sort of sullied to me now. Like, just because they are capable of making shit caps, so I kind of don't want to use any of their caps. But as you see right here, we've got some ICs that previous techs put in. 500 volt 47 mic. I mean, you got some F&Ts mixed in the mix as well, but they're just flopping around. So we'll probably mount them a bit nicer. Bit of silicon, get rid of this foam shit. Just silicon them to the board. Probably put some lightweight V-shays in there instead of these big heavy things flopping about. We've got a funny looking box film cap down there. It looks like an X2 class cap for some reason. Someone's dropped in there. And we've got a weird film all over the board, which I've had before. I think it's a conformal coating that they started using. And it just degrades over time and goes gross. But you can get it off with a bit of a soak with ISO and flush it out multiple times. But other than that, it's in pretty good condition. So there you go. I was going to try and get to this one this year, but there's a bit of work in it, so I might not be able to. That resistor's got a bit hot. That's the screen grid. So these are those Chinese metal films that are larger than their wattage rating would imply. Spray gutters suck. Yeah, not worth it. Yeah, they're super expensive, massive, long, huge, large, and they're only rated at like 65 degrees Celsius, which is like a cup of tea. You only have 3 of 8 fair dinkum, 5 on to go. Well, there's one. Oh, I'm saying fair dinkum. I thought it was your challenge to say fair dinkum. Yeah, don't buy a 525. Looking to buy a 525 Messer. Any checks to avoid buying a dud? Yeah, well, if it says Messer Boogie on the front, that's a dud. The only Messer I've had that sounded any good was like the Blue Angel, I think it was called. I didn't mind that. But the 525, that's the EL84 one, isn't it? And they just round up the wattage number to the nearest marketable figure. That's what Messer does. So they'll call the their amps like 120 watt, but you actually measure them, and the most they put out is like 85. You're like, well, yeah, with that plate voltage at 420 something volts, that's about all you would get. But they market it as a 150 watt amp or something. Authenticator. Sorry, I just need to get into my accounting software to see what the last Messer 525 cost them to repair. So for the Barbie, I got the beers yesterday. All the beers are from local breweries. We've got Mountain Culture and Brew Mountains. You remember Craig from last year, the featured video for the New Year's Eve episode. So we've got some of his beers. We've got his beer called the Last Man Standing. So it's a mid-strength because it's going to be fucking hot and I want to smash a few beers, so I don't want to get blind. We've got the APL, the Australian Pale Lager from Mountain Culture, which is the next street over I was telling you about on the drive-in. Messer 5. I think the colon is probably going to fuck up the search engine. Nope, there we go. All right. That is 3 in the system. Dating back a while though. All right, so main PCB removed, bottom access, ripped PCB pad and trace repair, broken MOV replaced, board inspected for any other damage. Excess lead length shortened on new transformers. Okay, someone put Mercury transformers in it inexplicably. Could have been a mains conversion, don't know. So that one wasn't too bad actually. And power supply damage on the other one. I didn't go into a lot of detail. That was 2022 though. I didn't go into as much detail on my invoices back then because I started realizing late throughout that year that if I put more detail in my invoices, that's a record for me. So I can remember exactly what it is. And then the customer can't say, oh, you did this or you didn't do that or it sounds different. I can say, nope, I didn't do any of that. See on the invoice there? The one that you paid and were happy with for 12 months. See on the quote that you approved. But I believe I might have some photos. So I think is the 5251 EL84s. It is, isn't it? And it runs them at like 450 volts, even though their maximum plate rating on the data sheet that is accessible to everyone is 300 volts. Uh-oh, someone commented on my post. That always makes me nervous when it's another tech. First time I've seen a Weimer cap do that. Really? Actually, the first I've seen that style, the MKP. So, everyone seems to be confused with the Weimer and the reefer caps exploding. Weimer and reefer, I believe, were the same company at some point. Oh, I could be wrong there, but anyway, all the clear caps. You probably would have seen on my Facebook page. So yeah, Weimer cap looks identical to a reefer. So I don't know if they were like crossing over in the brands or whatever, subcontracting to each other. But all of the caps that have this clear coating on them, they all crack. It's the resin. The resin's the problem. So it cracks, lets moisture in, and then it flames up. And it's usually across the main, so it flames up pretty violently, and a big cloud of smoke comes out of your amp. It's pretty easy to repair. There's usually no other damage because they're just used as suppression caps across the mains or whatever. But yeah, I replaced like 8 of them this week in 3 different devices because they were either smoked up or they were cracked and about to. Yeah. Sorry, I was just responding to someone. Weimer is a German company. Reefer is Finnish. Oh, okay. It's same shit to me. And was state owned during the time they made the shit fail. I don't know. Everyone's just surprised. But I've seen heaps of Weimers that have failed in the same manner as the reefers. I consider them in sort of the same category in terms of shitness. It's pretty cool still. It's nice out. It's like 21 degrees out. Perfect. I just put the air on because it was hot in here from the sun out the front, but I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it on because it won't have to fight for its life later on. Shortest day tomorrow. Oh, bugger. I hate short days, man. Brad, another knowledgeable folk. I know Behringer are poor quality, but I was wondering if anyone's repaired a B2031 active monitors. I don't think I have. Again, let me have a look. Those Weimer caps of the clear style are outsourced to reefer. Oh, yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Those Weimer caps of that clear style were outsourced to reefer. So reefer probably spec'd them then, I guess, maybe. Said, do this. And then they said, you sure? And they're like, yes. Okay, here's the invoice. What was I doing? Behringer. I don't repair anything from Behringer anymore. I just declined it all at the door. Because I ain't got time for that shit. B2031. B20. Nope. Never worked on them. I've replaced some drivers in their PA speakers, but even that's borderline not worth it, you know. Look at the bend in the faceplate. Yeah. That's partially that, and it's partially lens distortion. But there's a big bend here. It's tried to fucking fall out of the chassis and it's broken off a screw, but that screw is relatively loose, so that should come out okay. No need to use a screw extractor or anything too wild. But it's got the European plug on there with the inbuilt fuse. So I'm going to replace the cord with a molded Australian style one. But that'll be a little zen job probably when I get back. Just zone out, listen to a podcast and fix a messer. I'm starting to get to know them pretty well now. I've become the sort of local messer guy. Unfortunately. I just don't like the Mark 7s and 5s and shit because they take 10 years to get into there. But hey, if you cover your hours, sweet, go for it, whatever. Did him go through combat? Yeah. I think he got it cheap. They've made a cabinet for it. They've done a pretty good job too. It's not finger joint or nothing, but it's just shitty Meranti, but whatever. It's Meranti with a stain on it, which is kind of a bit gross. But it's got the look. It's got the look. Bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. Got the 90s auntie's dining chair wicker thing on it. Remember them? Frankie! How you going, big fella? Get a dog up, yeah. Do you remember the steel chrome tube seats that had the wooden frame on the top, on the seat, and then they had this shit stretched across it? Everyone had them in the 90s and 80s as their dining chairs. That's what I think of when I see a Mesa Boogie. I think of my auntie's dining chairs. And then eventually it gets old and your ass goes through it, or you get too fat. You sit down on it too hard. Or as a kid, you're standing on it trying to reach something on a shelf and your fucking foot goes straight through it. Yee. But they've done a pretty good job. Everything's cut out right. I think I had to... Oh, no, that's good. I thought I had to enlarge the reverb tank cutout, but looking at that, they've done it right. The only thing I wasn't sure of is the output side, because that makes it so you can only put the tank in one way. You got to be aware of which end's the pickup end and have that furthest end from the did I just dox my fucking customer? Have that furthest end from the power transformer. So, do we want to have a look at a little chucha that I built? It's in progress. I'm waiting on the control panel. It'll arrive next year from the silk. Oh, not silk screening. It's UV printed. Six already had a look at this. So I've already done some tweaking since you were here, Six. So it's a bit nicer now. This basically stemmed from the thing where the whole Lazy J thing. Everyone was like, "Oh, you don't fucking build it. Oh, yeah, fucking. Oh, like how many amps have you built this year?" I thought, let's build something that kicks its ass and actually achieves the sounds that thing supposedly does. Fuck, I've got a mic stand here. Maybe this one will do. Only a straight one. I think I've got all the mic stands in my garage. Got them out of the way. My pretty face was in the way. Know how fucking pretty my face is, but anyway. Which side's the speaker on? Can't see. There it is. Oh man, this stand is shit. This was my first mic stand I bought in high school to play punk rock through. And bad Metallica covers. Got to go paint some more. Ugh. Just got another 5-gallon bucket and I don't want to open it. Yeah, because once you open it, you can't stop. Got to keep going. Looks like a tight rope. Yeah, I built this cab myself out of, you know, Tibetan monk feces. You know, the usual guitar site marketing bullshit. No, it's just pine. It's just hoop pine, finger joined, solid. It's got a birch ply baffle, which is 15 mil, but it's planed. It's pocketed out. So, you know how on a normal baffle you got to staple cleats to it so the grill cloth's not flopping around on it. Nice straight as I could get it anyway. It's real tight. It's good. But what was I saying? I don't know. Have we got our interface plugged in? No, we don't. Where's the USB? I need the USB. There it is. Let's see if we've got signal. Mo2 M series. Boom.
Hello?
Oh, shit. Sorry. It took a while to start up there. Alright, let's give this thing a burn. Hopefully not burn. So, alright, the rundown. It's a bit difficult because I haven't got any, you know, control panel on there yet. The overlay. AB763 clean volume. So that's volume, bass, treble. Pull for bright. Alright. Then you've got 5E3 with a master volume. Alright. Now that's got bright channel, normal channel. They're both internally linked. I was going to do that with a pull switch, but I ended up just making it always linked because I found there was no discernible difference when you had one channel up and you linked and unlinked it. So I thought, fuck it, we'll just have both the channels always live, and then your tone control, and then a master volume, which is just a pre-phase inverter master volume. I might change that to a post-phase inverter. I have put some options on the board so I can tailor it to people's tastes. And let's get one of the boards. Hang on. So here's one of the boards. Let's zoom in a bit. Oh no, copyright. Fucking mend it, Mark. People will be able to copy my design. Good luck. No one's stupid enough to build this thing. So I've got, for example, there's the channel link option. I've just jumped that in this, but you could have it switchable. Where else are we? There's an option over here. This is the output end. So there's an option for post-phase inverter master volume. Where did I put that? Oh, there we go. So you can put a post-phase inverter master volume there. That's the feedback. That's switched by this relay. So I'll get into the architecture in a minute. But yeah, this is all the options. You got an option for a sag resistor or not. You could use a valve rectifier if you just bypass those diodes, or put them in and then use them as backup diodes. There's a few different things you could do, right? That's the bottom of the board. So all through hole plated. That's a 2mm thick board. Through hole plated, 2-ounce copper, big fat traces. We've got a ground plane where it matters, but no ground plane where it doesn't. We're keeping the ground plane away from the high voltage stuff. Got a 3mm margin to all the high voltage stuff, so we shouldn't have any issues with high voltage, and that's defined by the net class on all the high voltage lines. So that's guaranteed across the whole board. We've got both of the windings are fused on the HT, so if you do get a rectifier short, you'll still have protection. That's the best way to do it. Costs you 2 fuses, but fuck it, why not? We've got a relay supply which is derived from the heaters, and 6, that little hum that occurred for a second when we were switching channels, I found what that was. That was something else. That was the way the master volume was implemented. It was wrong. I've made a modification to that. It had nothing to do with the switching circuit. That's now gone. So yeah, it was built for a customer, Nathan C. There he is, and I got 5 boards, so I might build a few more, because at the start I was sort of like, do I want to build any more of these? It's a bit of a silly concept, and there's probably easier ways to get pretty close results. But I thought, well, I've got 5 boards, may as well knock a few more out. So anyway, AB763, all the way up to the output valves, right? So it's got a long tail pair phase inverter with negative feedback, right? We've set the mid pot to, you know, the resistor at the tail of the tone control to about 4.7k, so it's a little bit scoopy, so it gives you that nice sparkle. It's it'll really bring like a Les Paul to life, and get rid of, you know, a bit of honk on the clean channel. 5E3 channel all the way up to the output valves. You've got a cathode phase inverter, no negative feedback, and the authentic, pretty much the authentic circuit, with a few sweeteners that I do to any standard 5E3 setup. But yeah, it's basically 5E3, AB763. No master volume on this channel because it's a clean channel. Why would you need it? So you set your clean channel here, your volume, and then you set your master to match. Click back and forth between them. Now, to engage the master, basically you're switching channels. So pulling this out, if you don't have the foot switch plugged in, you pull that out, and now you're on the 5E3 channel. Push it in, you're back on the AB763. If you use the foot switch, that's bypassed. You use that for your channel switching. Anyway, let's have a listen, eh? Clickety clack. Don't talk smack. Turn the volumes down. I'll set, what I like doing is setting a bit of hum there when it first starts up. I think the output valves are a little bit mismatched when they come up to temp. But what I like doing is just bringing up the bright channel on the 5A3, the bright volume on the 5A3 channel, and then just dialing in as much as the normal, and as much of the normal as I wanted, right? All right, so let's plug in. I'll just mute my headset mic. Now I'll go over to the 5E3 channel. Don't mind my output jack on my guitar. I've been meaning to replace that for months now. So it does the rock thing, but you know, it ain't no Marshall. So what I was going for with this one was to try and really blur the point where the signal starts to break up. So you sort of can't tell where it starts to distort. It just gets creamy, you know. The magic spot on this one is like right at the verge of breakup when your guitar just starts singing. Now, I'm playing like shit at the moment because I've been so busy. I'm fucking tennis elbow. Excuses, excuses, excuses. I was playing good the other day and it was really inspiring. It was fun to play and I didn't want to let it go. So I might build myself another one and just one for the showroom. But yeah, it's a cool amp and it's really rides that edge of breakup beautifully. And that's just the 5A3 circuit with some sweetening. It's a grid stopper on the phase inverter. The output on this is cathode bias for both channels. I was going to look at making a fixed bias for the AB763 channel, but that added complexity and possible reliability issues. So I just went with cathode bias. And I think the clean channel still does it justice, even with the cathode bias. You can get like almost like AC30 type tones with it too. So at the moment that's got the bright pulled, Steve. So I'll play it at those settings and then push it back in. So I wasn't sure the concept would present issues, maybe unforeseen issues, but in the end, the channel switching's dead quiet. I'll just show you that. Hang on. So we'll set everything. This set everything midway. There's a slight bit of hum on the drive channel, so I might revisit the grounding scheme. That's kind of locked in by the board. But yeah, I want to get this to the customer for the break. And then he'll probably have some changes he wants done to it as well. And we can do those changes in the new year and put the final touches on it. You can hear there's a little bit of hum there on the... Oh, hang on. A little bit of hum there on the drive channel. But a pretty indiscernible pop. It's there, but it's pretty low level. We don't need a Messer muting circuit for this one. Thank fuck. So I'll show you the ways that I achieve that. There's no secrets on this one. I can show you the schematic. I'm not a snake oil salesman convincing you it's made with fucking unicorn tears, or we both know what it is. It's a 5A3 and it's an AB763. There's no secrets there. The hard part's in the implementation, making the circuit board and fitting everything in this tiny fucking cabinet. So this is a standard 5A3 cabinet. You can get one from Mojo Tone or whatever. The screw centers are to suit a standard 5A3 cabinet. The cutout is to suit a standard 5A3 cabinet, etc., etc. But you'll notice down there there's an added valve. There's an extra 12AX7. So let's look at the guts. Someone asked about the speaker. I didn't bother commenting because I was about to show you anyway. That's AET65. I do like this speaker for these kinds of amps. Six was here the other day and he hates them. I don't know why. Too creamy. Too, I don't know what. The other thing I've got to do is get some shorter damn screws. It's hard to find truss head stainless screws. All the screws are stainless. All the sockets are Belton. Oh, that's not birch ply baffle. That's marine ply. Sorry, gave you the bum steer. Got some copper shielding on the back there. And here's the guts. So Hammond transformers all around. I am unplugged, aren't I? Yep. Let's just use my insulated probe. We've got resistors that discharge the caps anyway. We've got a bleeder there. No valve rectifier. I've just put a socket in that position. This is a universal. Let's not get ahead of myself. Let's start. Breathe, Brad. Chassis. Stainless steel. 1.2 mil thick. Hard as a coffin nail. Brushed. Nice finish. Don't need powder coating. Don't need to scratch it where you need to make a grounding point. Stainless is awesome. Thing with it is it's hard as fuck. So if you need to drill it for anything, it's a major issue. You need special drills and special feed rates and lubrication and all sorts of stuff. And even then, it's still a pain in the ass. So, laser cutting. But the thing with laser cutting is you need to plan. Everything needs to be bang on right. So this is the first revision. I'm going to order bulk of these because they're going to be project boxes that I might sell on my website, right? You buy this chassis, you can build whatever you want in it. I don't have a rectifier valve. I will make blanking plates. So if we don't have a rectifier valve, you can blank that out if you've got solid state rectification. In this case, I've gone with solid state rectification and a sag resistor. That way you've got one less valve to buy, one less reliability thing to worry about. You could retrofit this with a valve rectifier if you just had to have it, but that simulates the effect pretty much bang on, right? It's not rocket science, it's just a voltage drop. But in the meantime, I've just put a valve socket there because I didn't have time to order the blanking plates, but I'll get them in the new year. Two 6v6s, you could put 6L6s in this thing. You've got to find a transformer that will fit. What I might do in the future is make the transformer outline bigger and do like perforations so you can break out that section if you want. However, that might require reinforcement if you don't use that transformer. So what I might do is make a larger transformer cutout so you can have a fucking 50 watt, 40 watt monster in this thing. But then have an adapter plate. So you bolt the adapter plate in place if you want to use the smaller transformer, that kind of thing. Or maybe just make two revisions. One for a bigger transformer, one for a smaller one. Would be an option. I've got a position for a choke. This foot switch jack is mounted where the choke cables would normally enter. We've got separated grounds. We've got one there for the reservoir and main filter, the reservoir and screen grid nodes, and then you've got another one down there which is dedicated to the safety ground. You've got a cable retaining gland, 3AG socket holder. And because it's laser cut, I've done the elongated holes so they don't rotate in holes. Two speaker jacks. You could use one speaker jack and repurpose the other one for the foot switch. But in this case, I wanted to have the ability to use an extension cab if you want. We've got all radial caps everywhere. If you do need to replace anything on this, because it's a through-plated double-sided board, you can operate on it from the top. And it's a pretty sparse board, so you don't risk melting stuff. You can work on it from the top pretty easily, as long as you don't fold the leads right over when you assemble it, which I'm assembling it, so I just don't. But if you needed to get to the bottom of the board, you take the pots out, flop them backwards a bit, and the whole board flips up vertically. Now, I did that to check that it all works. You can get this board out. You can lift it up actually with the pot still in place. There's like 1 millimeter spare. I planned it for that. It's slightly higher than a standard 5E3 cabinet, but it still fits within the cutouts of a standard 5E3 cabinet. So there you go. Up the input end. Nothing really to see there. We've just got a single input jack instead of the 4 input 5A3 setup because all our switching is happening on the PCB. We've got a relay there which switches the input to either channel. You got a relay there, which switches the output to each phase inverter. And you got a relay there, which I can't remember which one's which, but one of them switches the feedback on and off as well as you switch your channels. You could have no negative feedback on the other one too. It's just a switching logic, or just leave the relay out entirely. What else is there to know? I don't know. It's got a standard Fender style lamp. Heater balancing's down there on two resistors lifted off a board. Basically, all the stuff I've learned in repair, I've implemented on this amp. It runs, it's set at about 95% bias at the moment. That was with the voltage sitting at about 238 that day. We sometimes have mains voltage upwards of like 250. So I thought I'll do it on the slightly cool side. Although he is a local guy, so I know his mains is going to be probably about what we have here, but you never know where he's going to play it. So, yeah, man. And then there's just a generic foot switch. It came with a stupid figure 8 cable, even though it's only a 2-conductor one. So I replaced the figure 8 cable with some Canare GS6. So it's a nice Skookum foot switch now, and I upgraded the gland on there as well, so it's got good retaining, and touched up the soldering, because the soldering's always, well, I didn't touch it up, I redid it because I replaced the cable, because the soldering on these is always shit. And on the other end I put some, instead of the standard shit molded jacks, I put some amphenol connectors on there, or an amphenol connector. So this one's already got a home, but yeah, I might make a few more. I've got 5 more boards, as I said. So at the start, I was sort of, I think, because when you're building an amp like this, the time gets away from you, particularly when you're really busy, and you sort of start to hate whatever you're working on. But I let it sit for a day or two. Got caught up with some repairs, and played it and thought, fuck, that's actually pretty good. Here's the wiring. I didn't show you that. So I used Teflon wire. Teflon stranded silver plated wire for everything. So if you need to rework anything, the insulation doesn't melt. You can literally hold your soldering iron right there on the jacket and it won't melt. So I've used that throughout. And there's the pots on the front. You can see the unused switch one there, which I'll replace. And there's a bit of a mixed match of the types and shaft types. So I'll in the new year, there's no point ordering anything in Australia this time of year because it won't turn up till February. So it's functional, all the values are right. It's just the shaft types are different stuff. I just used what I had in stock, because if I ordered something, it wouldn't turn up till next year anyway. So there you go, legend. It's the first sort of amp that I've designed from scratch. Well, not really from scratch. It's just 2 bastardized Fenders. But, you know, it's the first ground up board design. If you don't count those Marshall boards and the random other bits and pieces I've done. So it's a bit of fun, but yeah. See you, Frankie. Take it easy, mate. What's your take on the orange Rock Verb 100? Yeah, they're right. I don't mind them. I think all the orange stuff's pretty good. The one thing weak spot with them is the heater wiring. And they're weird little connectors. Some of them use connectors. Some of them they realised that wasn't adequate, so they hard soldered them. But that's not a massive thing to sort out. Yeah, I like the orange stuff. Orange and Vox are sort of my 2 ones that if I was a touring band, and I needed a production. Say I moved to I don't know, somewhere not Australia, and I needed to choose an amp quickly because I had like a bunch of gigs to do. I'd probably go with orange or Vox if you had to get an off the shelfer. Building a Tweedledee. Yeah, nice. All right, let's clear that off. Let's get back to the boring repairs. I am going to build a, with Dave's blessing, I am going to build a Dirty Shirley on the holidays. So we'll video that. It'll just be a live stream, chill out and build an amp. Here's the chassis. So I'm going to call it a Manky Mary. We've got belt and sockets populated in there. And I'm just going to go with an aftermarket front panel. That's just your standard clone one. But the guys I'm using for the control panel are the other one I'll use on that. This is going to be my second last turret board build before I just do everything on PCBs. Because PCBs are the best. They are the best. Sorry. I know a lot of people don't like hearing that, but it's true. Hey, we've got a hero. That's the second last. And the last will be a deluxe reverb. Yeah, easy to fix. That's the priority there, Steve. As a repairman myself, I wanted an amp that is serviceable and not frustrating to repair. And I wanted one that doesn't use fucking business cards as insulators and and $3 caps in a fucking $8,000 amp. Actually, they are $3 caps, but that's because they're Nichicon radials, not shitty axials. To be sure, I better turn some lights on. Can't stand the storeroom, bro. It's getting hot and humid yet. Listen to those cicadas. It's still pretty mild. Might turn the air off. The back of the shop gets hot because of the lights and gear running. But if I chuck the fan on, it might be right. Just when I first opened the door, it was like a sauna in here. Fan on. Oh, Jesus, that's a bit strong. What do we want to look at? Solid state or valve? Oh, that's what I'll do. I'll get that one out of the way. Get rid of the Variac. Right, back to the ET65 one inspired. What influenced you to choose it for that tweed lamp? I put one in my Tracy Elliott Fat guitar amp and really like it. It's similar to the Creamback, and for bluesy style amps, it's fucking perfect. It even does like metal and shit. It's kind of useful for everything, to be honest. There are other speakers that are more specialized, but it can sort of do it all. And with tis the season for layoffs. I was thinking the other day, remember National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, whatever it was, where the whole reason he fucking went mental and went off is because he didn't get a Christmas bonus. In 2024, that's so funny. Like, no one gets bonuses. Like, just funny. Brad, will you do a head model of that design? Nah. For bluesy stuff, just combos. For the metal stuff, heads, yeah, fucking oath. Metal combos suck. Like high gain combos are shit. You want a closed back cab for that. And there's no real good way to make a closed back cab in a combo. It's always a bit shit. Or the cab's massive. Or you got thermal issues. Did I miss something there? Ted. 4 layers of nylon spacers. Yeah. Sorry, I've been only vaguely looking at chat. If you got an important question, just write it again. And I'll do my best to check it out. I suppose I better look up the job sheet before I go diving in, eh? What's the complaint? Oh shit, it's 8 o'clock. I better get the smoker up and running. I've just got the smoker going, but I'm cooking just fast cook stuff. Because fucked if I was coming here at midnight to check on a smoker that's cooking a brisket for 12 hours. ET90 is great too, yeah. Yeah, ET90s are good if you need high power. Look at that Sony focus. Face cam, bro. Whatever. Hiwatt is another company I hope Gibson don't buy. Yeah, Hiwatt have done some pretty sketchy shit recently too. Diesel was the worst. Holy fuck. $8,000 for a diesel amp? And let me tell you, champions. I don't know where that money's going. How come there's not a fucking job sheet? Oh no, here it is. It was the last one. Okay. DSL 40C combo amp. Either power or standby switch does not come on. This is rare. Oh yeah, the fucking DSL switches, they always fail. Particularly the illuminated one. This is rare, but hoping you might look out. I put in new valves and had a go at BIOS, but it's hoping you could check in service. Just because the switch doesn't work doesn't mean that you need to replace the valves. It's got a cream back. Look out. Serviced by Electric Factory. These are okay amps. Fucking heavy though. Didn't realise how heavy they are. It's got the cool grill cloth. It must be the special edition one. A bit overexposed there, but yeah. DSL 40C, it's got the old school logo and the cool, I don't know what it is, paper, grill cloth, twill, whatever. It's a DSL vintage. I wonder if there's actually a difference in the circuit, or if it's just cosmetics. Yep, the power switch is broken. Let's replace the transformer. That's what some of the forums are like, man. Let me just pull my memory card from my camera. One sec. I wonder if this is going to kill it. No card. I need my pliers to get the card out. I got the screen open next to it. There we go. Let's have a look at a diesel V8 Oh, hang on. I can't. I don't have a memory card slot. Fuck! Well, you don't need my face cam for a moment. Hang on. Oh, but that's my audio too. Let me just have a look. Hang on. Maybe if I save it to OneDrive on my phone. And I can look at it. Oh, Luke, you watching, Luke? I've got your I was about to do your Princeton reverb today, but I was thinking, shit, I've got to post it to you and probably want to ship it in the new year, man. Because if I ship it now, I booked a shipment a week ago. They've rescheduled it 4 times, so I cancelled it because there's just no guarantee that it'll ever get to the customer, and right now is when all the things end up going missing. Diesels are about 5k US, but yeah, multiply that, we'll do the exchange rate. That JCM 2000 DSL 401 combo was remarkably clean and free of chardboard and burnt components inside. The problem was shitty solder joints opening up whenever it got hot. Did you have one just recently, did you, Seth? OneDrive. It's behind my screen. I don't want to know about your fucking new look. God, software shits me up the wall. Oh, we've got a new look. I don't give a fuck. Just open the app. I don't care that you fucking changed the way it looks. I don't give a shit. Outlook. Fuck. They change it. And they're like, oh, it's got a new look. Take the tour. Can you just fucking leave it how it is? It'd be like redesigning Excel and then having to learn how to use it again every fucking 6 months. Oh, it's so frustrating. Add new. Upload. Recent files. USB drive. DCIM. Upload all. Sort by. Go away. Can you not sort in a phone? Fuck. Sort by. There it is. Modified. Newest first. Oh, my guts are churning and needs food. Oh, you got to upload one file at a time. Oh, fuck this. Anyway, Diesel VH4 sucks. I was going to do a video on it, but I hate starting wars with all these manufacturers and the fucking fanboys. I'm kind of, it's just wears you out. Why are you still not focused on me? Oh, there you go. Maybe it doesn't like the hat. MIDI flashlight in the back. What? Basil. It is salty to a certain extent. However, some can use some sugar. What are we talking about? Basil. Lox. We're talking about lox, right? I like smoked salmon. Tell you what, just hang on a sec, because we've got the Penny Boy shitty mic. I'll just plug in the thing with the stuff and the things. My face cam will go away for a sec. You got Penny Boy audio. Let's plug in this one. And workbench, desk chair, no Sony Boy. Alright, so you can hear me, you can see me and hear me, yep. Alright, so here's my photo selection. That was a nice deluxe reverb I did the other day. Very nice condition. Glamour shot, there you go. That was a transformer replacement. Clean under your knob, etc, etc. That's the Marshall. That's a Luxman I just did. That thing was a monster. It's like 30 kilos. Okay, so it just didn't want to open, so it just didn't. There we go. That's my little tweed amp. A few glamour shots there as well. But let's have a look at a diesel VH4 and its internal construction methods, just to make us cry. Where's the overall shot? God damn it. I remember taking the photo. How come it's not there? Anyway, bridge rectifier tack soldering. Use a PCB bridge rec. You can buy ones with the proper terminals, like they're the same price. I don't know why you would do that. And if you were going to do that, wouldn't you wrap it around and then put a bit of heat shrink on it or something? That's the main power switch. It's got to the point where that's so pointy that when they've shrunk the heat shrink with heat, it's actually cut it and it's retracted. So you can see the heat shrink has actually been cut by that. And people will say, oh, it must have been modified. No. This is brand new. Straight from Toman or whatever the fuck they're called. And talked to my mates in the States and the UK, and they've said they've seen exactly the same stuff. So you got a bridge rec there with the world's largest fucking 0.1 microfarad Weimer caps. And everything's just tack soldered, you know. Solder is glue, apparently. Don't get me started on that bullshit. You know, look at it. It's amateur as fuck. You've got soldering irons taking a bite off the resistor. You got the almost going to touch the other terminal. Again, just tack soldering everywhere. Just put a blob of solder on there. You got burnt residue off the soldering iron stuck to the solder. It's a worry. So they've realised at some point they need another relay. Fucked if I know what for. There's already like 50 relays in the thing. You got tack soldering, they've just glued it to the board upside down. That's how they should be mounted, with proper planning. You got additions everywhere, they've modified shit. Just spin another board, you cheap fucks. Like, what's all this shit? Like, just spin another board. You fuck it up so bad that you got to do all of this. Well, sorry, but you need to make another fucking board. I don't give a shit how much they cost you. Oh, look at that. Just blobs and blobs of solder. Tack soldering everywhere. Big bus wires hanging on to shit. You got the fuse, like the fuse tip is soldered directly, tack soldered directly to the valve pin for the cathode. Like they've positioned it there for that purpose. That's just fucking not a good idea either. You got the valve being pushed in and out and moving the terminals around. Is everything shit? Like, I'm sick of being a fucking broken record on this stuff. More tack soldering, just shit flying up above other shit and added stuff everywhere, and just spin another board, you dickheads. It's called revision. That's why there's a rev number there. You've literally got it right there. Just do another rev, you fuck. More shit. Everywhere you look, there's just more and more shit. These are all different areas of the amp. I'm not showing you the same area over and over again. Big, long, uninsulated and tack soldering to a PCB pin. Burns on the ribbon connector from the soldering. Addition of stuff. You got burns on that resistor. Burnt residue off the soldering iron. A million fucking relays. And that's the build date. And that is Australian format. 3rd of the 9th, and it's already got issues. So the channel 3 is dead. It's under warranty, but sending it back to Germany is a fucking nightmare, so I've got to look at it. Yeah, literally, that's how long it made it, an $8,000 amp, before it failed. And people go, oh, tack soldering's fine. Well, why'd it fail then? Alright? Don't tell me it's good when it's failed that soon after manufacturing. Sorry, but for that price you should have better QC and better construction. Like, look at this large mass cap floating up in midair, suspended by a fucking structure of passives. World's cheapest fucking no-name film caps. Could have used CDE or something, but no. Oh, and there's my chassis. So anyway, all of that inspires me to build amps. The only thing that keeps me wanting to build amps is the fact that so many other builds are so shit. And it makes me want to be better. Whereas these guys seem to just want to get worse. I don't know why. It's weird. Alright, USB streaming. And we're back. Let me just refresh that video. Hey, we're back. So yeah, interesting. Kind of sad. Yeah, that was a diesel, yeah. It still is. Oh, hang on. Echo. Sorry about the echo. Alright, I think we're back. Yeah, the echoes are gone now, Basil. Echoes are gone. Echoes are gone. You've got a delay in your thing. Refresh. You guys are way behind. Is my latency that big? It's been like a minute now. So dry now. What's dry? My audio? Yeah, that's because it's right on my fucking gob. Woof.
Here you go, Kevin.
Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican, whoa, radio. Did I tell you I got a copyright strike from playing a song on guitar? Not a strike, a copyright claim. From Powderfinger. I was playing a guitar version of their song Oi Pick. And I must have played it that close that it gave me a copyright claim. So I have played, I've technically played for Powderfinger because they got money from my performance. This elf looks a little rough. Yeah, it does a bit, eh? Price check, aisle 3. Do you remember that that movie Bad Santa? With Liv Tyler in it? Oh, Liv Tyler. My God. Was it Liv Tyler? I think it was Liv Tyler. Love me a brunette. Blondes can be someone else's problem. Barbecue iguana. We've got no iguanas here, brother. It's not Florida. Playing is bad enough. Copyright claims are never. Yeah, that's why I was impressed. I didn't think I was playing that well, but not Liv Tyler. Ah, Bad Santa. Oh, hang on. Who was that? Bad Santa cast. Oh, that was Lauren Graham. Yeah, oh, still choochy. Still choochy as fuck. She was a Gilmore Girl. Yeah. Still got it going on. Uh-oh. My mate mentioned me in a comment. What's he tagged me in? Megadeth thrashing through the snow. Did Megadeth do a Christmas song? They did too. Oh, that's old school. That's from the 90s. Definitely get a copyright claim on that one. Lauren Graham, yeah. She's choochy. Liv Tyler was from Empire Records. Was the one where she kicked off, I think. Svetlana. Ooh, they look a bit roasty. Oh, fuck, this thing's heavy. Holy shit. They don't put blinking plugs in there. So you can just go... Stick your fingers in there. Wow. You got a cock ring down here. It's a grommet that's not attached to anything. It's just sitting on the valve. Tame the microphonics, I guess. You got this pressed metal thing holding the cables down, which is probably going to cut the insulation over time, especially because it's in a combo and it's vibrating. But yeah, not blanking the plugs. No, not blanking the 100-watt version holes. That's pretty sketch. Because I can just reach in there and touch shit. Like, that's the triode pentode switch. That's your fucking screen grids right there. Anyway, I just got to criticise everything, don't I? Bloody negative Brad. Always criticising shit. He doesn't even build amps. What does he know? How many amps do you build here? Yeah, like 2. Fair call. Brunette with blue eyes. Yeah. Can't say that. Shell's a brunette with brown eyes, so might consider that cheating. I wanted a Herbert Mark 1. So the Herberts are built to so much of a different standard. They're almost like they're from another company. Oh, hiccups. Oh, pardon me. Oh, Jesus, what's wrong with me? The Herberts, and I've had them, are incredibly well built. Alright, the last one was stuck to the Tolex, but this one's not bad. I think the last one had a spillage. Wait, how are you supposed to get this out? Obviously, it went in there somehow, but the transformer's hitting the cleat. Oh, because the transformer's buckled. So now the transformer's hitting the cleat because it's pushed over at an angle from being dropped on its end because they don't allow enough tolerances. So we could just be up for a easy as piss switch replacement on this one. But let's not speak too soon. I think I have those switches in stock, although I did use a lot of them because they all fail on these. The switches fail on all the DSL Chinese series. This has been taken out before because someone's ripped the foil. Yeah, not a big fan of using the foil on the top like that because you slide it in, you end up with bits of foil floating around inside the chassis, shorting stuff out. Should sell rebuilt Marshalls and call them Marshalls. Okay. It has been so stressful here the last couple of weeks, champions. Last couple of months. But I got a lot of really detailed and let's just say persistent customers' jobs out the door. So now things are kind of returning to normal and I love it. Love it! I can actually do my Saturday streams, you know? Alright, so these things aren't too bad. I don't mind them. Besides the low quality components that they've used, like the switch, the circuit board's actually not too badly implemented. The only thing that sort of makes me wince a bit is some of these resistors passing over a fuck ton of traces because you can get shorts through the resistor. But looking at the pins, none of them are high voltage. So look at how they implemented the net class for the high voltage. And this is good. Props to Marshall for this. See the margin around that pin? And around the whole trace? And then around that pin? Because that's pin 1, and that's only a preamp valve. And they've given it like a good, what, 3 mil? 3 millimeters of margin. They've used some chunky, look like metal film. Resistors for the plate loads. They've done some pretty logical, very easy to follow. You know, you've got the AHT first preamp stage back here. That's probably a phase inverter. You've got your output sockets mounted on the chassis. You've got your screen grid resistor mounted on the socket. That's fantastic. Heater wiring directly to the sockets. That's good. And then you've got 1 ohm resistors for current sense. That'll be their little in-house connector. They probably have an automated jig that just like bang, plug that in, adjust, out you go. Resistors a bit bent over there. But yeah, that's your cathode current sense resistors, big chunky things. I kind of like having slightly smaller ones of them so they can act like a fuse if you have a problem. But yeah, you can see the high voltage trace coming over here feeding the phase inverter V4. You've got your output stage, you got your coupling caps for the PI output. The only thing is they're rated at 400 volts, so that might be a bit close for comfort with a fixed bias amp. But you can see here, there's your HT feed coming along. And then it pops over almost directly to the plates of each preamp valve. Then you got your droppers and your cap very, very nearby.
very short leads, very good, low impedance lines, and yeah, it just fans off very logically to each valve, you know, dropper, 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 plate load, plate load, plate load, plate load, and you've got local filtering. The caps get smaller as you go towards the front. You got 450 volts rating on the front end of the preamp. Actually, all the preamp nodes. So if you don't use your standby switch, they might get overrated for a bit, but they do have a soapbox earth, amazing looking build, man. This is Marshall, brother. I think you're way behind in the stream. Yeah, let's ask him, because if he's way behind, he won't hear what I'm saying. Soapbox earth at soapbox earth. What? Why no? Why is the text black? Fucking hell. OBS. Soapbox earth. At soapbox earth. Where are you in the stream timeline? Someone just tell him to hit the live button if he wants to be up to date. I'm assuming he, because of I know the demographics. So yeah, the HT layout's well done. The biasing layout's done. You got well done. You got bias adjustment per side. That's fantastic. You got SandWire caps, but they seem to be okay. G'day, Sean. How you going, legend? Yeah, tis the season. We got Hui Gang relays. Never heard of them, but I can understand why on a budget of this amp they didn't use the $1 million Omrons that I used. The Omrons are literally like $9 each, $8 each for a relay, for the tiny little things. These ones that I use on my boards. Omrong. Or the Chinese version, Omwong. Omron. So yeah, they're like $8 or $9 each if you're buying in small quantities. What do you do when the Texas Instruments IC goes out? You forget about having reverb. you could probably let's have a look at what type it is. I'm not sure that that's even a Marshall board. DF, oh yeah, it probably is. And you could get them now probably as a part, but yeah, not forever. But that's just the reverb anyway. No Marshall should have a reverb. Sorry. You heard Omron went down. I don't think so, Joe. They're massive manufacturers. They make all sorts of industrial control stuff. You open a good quality CNC machine, like a $1 million machine, laser cutters, CNC routers, you name it. You open up the control panel and there's just Omron everything. Omron. They manufacture the fucking world, man. Couldn't get PN done. What? Jesscar is... Oh, Jesscar we're talking about. Right. You thought Jesscar went down. Jesscar is alive and well. First refret I ever did was Jesscar stainless steel 58. 581.18. Yeah, I use Dunlop and Jesscar and StewMac. I have a large variety of fret wire. Let's have a look, shall we? I still have to order it every now and then if someone's got a special request. That's all the fret wires I got. Some from CE Distribution because it's stainless and they had it on special. I think they were getting out of it. I'm not sure they sell it anymore. We've got some Evo Gold. Well, StewMac's version of it anyway. Got some stainless, some silver nickel, got some mandolin and banjo fret wire. Haven't got any bar fret stuff, but I haven't needed it yet. Been a while since I've been over on the guitar bench. I've tried the Evo Gold, was a little clacky. You really think it affects the sound that much? I think a lot of that's what's the word I'm trying to think of? Psychological. Little cockroach in the corner there. Vacuum up that little buggy. Looks like he tried to escape out the hole in the corner of the chassis, but it didn't quite fit. I might just run this through the scope. Couldn't be fucked playing guitar at the moment. I can't read anything. They don't. Let's just check they didn't do the silly JCM 2000 thing on these. Thinking about doing a fret job. I'm going to start practicing with an old neck I have. Yeah, that's the way to do it, Steve. It's tricky. It's like made up out of so many little tiny little micro decisions. No, okay, they haven't made the JCM 2000 mistake. That's good. All those fiddly jobs, there's just a million tiny little decisions to make, and they do affect the overall. Look, nut material does make a difference, but only when you're going from extremes. So like shitty plastic, soft PVC crap on a cheap guitar to like bone will be noticeable, or metal. I haven't really noticed a big tonal difference between like new bone or what's it called, tusk, and actual bone, like tonally or sustain wise. It can be a bit difficult because when I'm doing it too, it's a guitar that's just come in. If you've played that guitar your whole life, you probably know it intimately and know how it reacts to every single thing, whereas I've only seen it for 5 minutes before I start ripping the frets out or ripping the nut out. When you get to polishing, yeah, the thing with the polishing is you can't take shortcuts. If you skip a grade or don't sit on a grade long enough, you're going to end up with scoring in the finished product, and you're going to have to go back to that grade that you'd missed and then start again there. So you can 3D print the fret radius maker triangle thing. What? Fret radius maker triangle thingy. And then buy the metal hardware like bearings. Fret radius. Oh, hang on. Did I read triangle just out of my brain? You can 3D print the fret radius maker thingy for a few cents. Oh, so you're talking about these. Just get them from Hosco, man. You get them cheap as chips. This is a fucking Gucci handbag one. But I got that before I think anyone else sort of had a commercial release version of it. I got this like 15 years ago or something. Fuck, I'm getting old. This is my pride and joy. Holding woodwork tools over an amp. Goes to show what my heart's really in at the moment, eh? This is a Veritas low angle block plane. Look at that big thick blade on it. Lovely. Everything's nicely machined. Just a joy to use. I've got to give it a bit of a rust treatment. But yeah, the blade is such good steel too. And it's got the adjustable frog. So you can do real fine grain stuff, and it sort of breaks the chip or lets large chips through if you're taking off a lot. Beautiful things, these. I just love the steel on the like the blade's so thick. And that does make a difference. It's got the little adjustment screw there, so you can bottom the blade out against the other side of the body. It's got one on either side, so no room for movement at all. With all machining, the accuracy of the machining is critical on how sturdily your blade is held and your workpiece. Amplified parts. Yeah, that's probably the Hosco one. There are generic ones as well. Is amplified parts the retail outlet for CE distribution? I forget who's who. But yeah, CE distribution has them. You know who else has them? If you're in Australia. My mate Kev. Kev! He might even be watching. If you are Kev, how you going, champ? Let's give Kev's page a bit of a plug. Plug-a-dug. So I like Kev. We've been meaning to catch up for a beer when he comes to town because he's in Queensland. He's a dirty Queenslander. But here's business he started. So Kev bought Evatco and he sold Evatco and he bought the speaker factory and he sold that since, and now he started this company. Yes, we price match. Oh, I won't make you price match, Kev. Tools. Fretwork tools. Pardon me. So I don't know where he's getting them made or if they're just rebadged Hosco. I'll leave that up to him. But he's got one for 126 Australian, so that's like $8 US. And it looks well done. Very simple, but that's all you need. I've seen people make them out of MDF and shit. The tricky thing, it's all off-the-shelf parts except for that wheel, because it's got a score in it for the fret tang. Everything else is just standard bits. You know, maybe they got those bolts machined with the round head, but you could just use a standard bolt with a collar or something. But he sells, yeah, he sells like Goto, everything. I've got to ask him to set me up a trade account, actually. Oh, maybe he did already. I can't remember. I had to order some carbon rods for a bloke that was building a classical. Be interesting to see how he went with that classical, because he used like Bunnings marine ply 3mm for the top and back. It's, oh god, good luck. Yeah, he sells all. So the big thing is it's guitar templates. So he sells all these acrylic templates which help you build guitars. And it's not just your traditional guitars either. He does all, like, you know, thrashy genty boy guitars, as well as arch tops, Benedetto arch top set. So you can get a full set of templates to build yourself an arch top. Once you got the templates, you can do it all with hand tools. It's great. He's got instructional videos and everything. Look at him. He's been a busy boy. There's a lot of work setting this up. My half-assed website takes too much time. So that's what you get. You get the arch, the bracing ones as well as the shape of the top. You get the bracing pattern, so where the bracings are installed, and you get, I believe, instructions on how to use it. So he does that and multiply that by every guitar on the planet. Oh, coronet style. Wow. You make yourself a Firebird 335. Les Paul Jr. would be a good project because it's got a flat top, pretty simple to make. SG set neck modern version. So he's got modern and vintage style. Oh, bolt on neck. Make yourself an Epiphone. Just what I always wanted. He must have had to change the Jackson name. Jack's son. Chavel. BC Rich, they mustn't be too trigger happy on the old lawsuits. Make yourself a breadwinner. Oh no, that's a Klein. I thought it was the Ovation breadwinner at a glance. Yeah, so that's cool. But he also does the tools and accessories, materials, sells wood. Actually, that's a good thing. That's an interesting thing. The other day, someone asked me where to get marriage strips. Huh. It's actually one of my mates is I better copy that actually. I'll copy that and send it to my mate because he's working on a double bass that he just bought from the US. Got it shipped over. Man, imagine the shipping on a double bass. She ain't a cheap one either. Specials. What's on special? Fretwire. Kev, you're kicking off, mate. I think I'll start an account and just get everything off you now that the Aussie dollar's so fucking dog shit compared to the States, and ordering from StewMac's going to send me broke. What's this one? Circle cutter base. Oh, nice. I just made one out of solid timber, actually. Bit of maple. It looks like a cool little jig. Bit spendy, but look at the machining involved. It looks well done. What router does it fit on? Oh, he doesn't tell us. Oh, come on, mate. Where's your description? Oh, he's selling strings to Dario. He's selling EMG. Fucking taking over the world, Kevo. Selling all the shit I probably should be selling. I don't know where he gets his money to buy the stock from, though. Fucking hell, a lot of money set this up. Magnets? Repair magnets. Shatton magnet polarity tester. I guess a lot of this is probably from CE, maybe. Bloody cases. Yeah, the timber's interesting because I didn't know he was doing the timber as well. He started off, it was just the templates, and he's expanded from there, so it's pretty impressive. Look at all the different timbers. Kwandong. Nice. Quarter sawn straight grain. 4mm thick. Did I tell you I had a it was a Martin. A mahogany Martin not long ago, and the top was 2mm thick, and of course it had cracked and warped. Like 2mm, come on guys. Anyway, just thought you'd have a look at that. Could 3D print that. You 3D print whatever you want, but sometimes additive manufacturing is not as practical as subtractive. Right, where was I? 8 home. 8 home. Signal. .30. I better get smoker going soon. Well, started at 9. Set everything midway. The composite material guitars are for a beach guitar. Are you talking the ones with the composite, not composite, the laminate bodies, Paul? Because they come apart, but they're pretty easy to fix. So it's basically benchtop laminate, Paul. It's like, what would you call it? Formica or whatever. Laminex is another brand, but it's slightly thicker. So it's like it's like 1.5 mm, 2 mm thick, and they glue it together. But the problem is that the stuff doesn't really. It's not as porous as they think it is. So the glue doesn't soak right into it, and the glue's sort of on the surface. And they just use like wood glue. So it comes apart with a bit of warmth, or a bit of shock. So the big ones, the people that love to, the dickheads with the loop pedals, like, oh, I'm Ed Sheeran, and they're playing drums on their guitar. They end up putting a lot of stress on the kerfing and the bracing, so stuff inside the guitar lets go. Well, they're breaking hearts with their Ed Sheeran songs. So the thing is, it's pretty easy to glue back up, but it'll probably happen again if you treat it the same way. I just use Type Bond original aliphatic and clamp it up overnight, or tape it up, and then because it's a composite with a bevel on it, you just file it and then sand it to like 1200 grit, and it looks like nothing ever happened. So yeah, relatively easy to fix if you do get them. And they do sound okay-ish for what they are. And the surface is pretty tough, but I have seen them with holes in them too from people like putting their knee through it. And with timber, you can sort of patch it up, but with laminate, you're fucked. You just pretty much got to throw it in the bin. Alrighty then, we might need power. It's kind of required to get work done in a physics sense. What? Ooh, check the fuse rating. Don't break my own rules. Admiral quality. How you going, legend? T1A. Sounds right. Yep. Give it some power. Relays click on. Just cycle it a few times. It feels like the power switch is okay. It doesn't feel chewy or crunchy. That's technical terms again. And it's worked 3 times. So maybe a problem with the standby switch. They're both kind of shitty switches. I like to upgrade them. But I think I've got to order some champions. Some nice, not Carling. I forget the name of the brand, but with switches, it's weird. Like each company will specialize in a type of switch. Like there'll be C&K, which do like toggles and push buttons. Then there'll be like Carling, which does heavy duty toggles. Then there'll be some other company that just specializes in rocker switches. Imagine like having a company and being like, oh yeah, I make switches, and then someone's like, oh, I need some switches, I need some toggles. Like, oh no, we only make rocker switches. You're like, really? Okay. Standby. It's gone up to 127. 127 watts. That doesn't seem right. It's about what a 100 watt amp would draw. Let's see what currents these output valves are pulling. Maybe I should have used a variac. Nothing's blown, like it's got the right fuses in there. 127 watts? What? Let's just use a cathode resistors. Why not? 1 ohm, 1 milliamp. Oh, nah, let's use the output transformer. Just switch her off while I figure out what's what. Okay, we've got grey, which is a B+. We've got red and yellow. No, red and brown. Yellow's the screen grids. Yellow and white is screen grids. Thanks, Bent on it. Merry Christmas to you too, buddy. Oh, gotta get my cookies. So, because my wife's an absolute nutcase, she got shortbreads. She got shortbread cookies with my friggin' face on them to give away to people at the Christmas party. We're gonna hang them off the tree, and with every purchase, you get a shortbread. We're in the spirit here, legends. We're in the spirit. We're in the spirits. So what we might do is go till 9 o'clock, and then I'll stick you back on the phone. Actually, is that on charge? Yes. And then we'll go out and get the smoker going. No beers yet. Beers don't start till midday. But yeah, I think you can tell that my heart's not really in the work for the rest of the year now. I'm just getting this stuff done so I can fire off some quotes. So when I come back to work, there'll be like a good dozen amps with approvals or denials that I can either send back to the customer or get stuck into. And if they approve it while I'm away, towards the end of the holidays, I'm going to order the parts. So they'll arrive in the first week that I'm back. Hopefully. Then eyelet. We'll just go off the cathode resistors because I need to clear some solder out of those eyelets on the sockets to be able to fit a probe in there. Just check the resistance of those resistors. 1.1 and 1.1, that's what we want. 0.1 is just, oh, fuck's sake. 0.1 is just the lead resistance, don't worry about that. Let's switch that over to volts. Let's go to millivolts, because, you know, I'll go to volts, whatever. Fire it up again, see what happens. For a while I was convinced I was Santa. Every website offered me cookies. Yeah. Do you remember that scene in The Matrix? Where the Oracle offers him a cookie? Apparently that was a joke about cookies on the internet. This is the first year I have any holiday cheer in many years. Why is that, Andy? Without going too deep into it. Alright, go time. We've got 85 and 77. 86 and 76. We're drawing 130 watts. Alright, what's on the plates? Can you remember those figures for me, champs? 86, 73, 30. I've already forgotten. We've got 452 on the plates. Just turning it off quickly. So, what do we say? 80, 82? 87. Let's go 90. 90, or 87. 87 multiplied by 450. 39 watts. What? How has this not had an issue with... Am I doing something stupid? 80, no, 88, there's no signal. What is going on? That should be blowing fuses, man. It's drawing 40 watts per valve. How hasn't it blown a fuse? Or how hasn't there been an issue? They've just said maybe the power switch is playing up. Alright, let's check the bias. Voltage, supply. Minus 33. Minus 32. Just trying to figure out how this hasn't had greater issues. Okay, the caps are taking forever to charge. 47, minus 48. Minus 49. Minus 50. Let's see where it's at now. Alright, now we're back down to sane levels. So it's like someone's been playing with the bias. Now we're down to 65. That's weird, man. Like, for starters, why is the bias range that wide? For seconds, how weren't they having issues? It was drawing 130 watts for a 50 watt amp, 40 watt amp. That's insane. We're chasing that Class A dragon. right into the dumpster. Let's see what we've got on the plates now. She's up to 486 now. And what do we got? Right, so we've got 25 watts for an EL34. We'll go 55%. 25 times 0.55, 13.75 watts. So say that's at 4, I don't know. What are we at then? 480 something. Say that's at 470. We want to see 30 milliamps per side or thereabouts. So let's tweak it to that. Okay, now it's not moving. So, oh, there it goes. 30 milliamps. The other one will go down a bit. I don't know, bang on 30. 31. Boom. Now we're drawing 81.5 watts from the wall, which is more sane. This is why you heat sink the chassis. Good on you, Chris. And that is now at minus 43.8 on the grids. It goes up when you probe it. Don't we all? And we've got 470. Well, not far off the gas. 477. 477 on the plates. So what have we got? 31 milliamps. 0.031 multiplied by 477. 14.787 watts divided by 25. 59%. So let's go a bit cooler. We'll go 28 milliamps aside. See where that puts the plate voltage. 20, 27, whatever. Check it and regroup. Alright, where's the plate at now? 479. So 27, 0.027 times 479. 12.9 divided by 25. 51.7%. So that's happy now. Yeah. It's so weird that it would come in that fucking hot. Or that it would even be possible to get it that hot. How do they derive the bias on this one? 40 watts of valve, what could go wrong? Well, I'm trying to figure out why it hasn't burned the shit out of them. All I can sort of divine from that is the customer had a bit of a tinker before sending it to me. But like, it wouldn't have run that long. Like, I would have blown that fuse eventually. It's a 500 millivolt fuse shared between the two. What? That's on the HT, is it? Oh no, they fused the bias supply. Or did they? I think I need a schematic. Hang on. DSL 40 CR? DSL. I guess C means reverb. What? Pardon me? Rear PCB, main PCB. Is it rear PCB? Is that just the jacks? Let's open them both. Yes, press enter means open Windows. Fuck's sake. This must be a different model because it's showing op amps on the rear PCB. And there is no such thing. Globits. No, globits. Oh, globits. I don't think that's the amp. Let's just have a look at the rectifiers and see what numbers they are. D21, 19, 22, 20. No, it's a different model. Ah, you're just in the wrong folder. Filed under JCM 2000. That's not correct. "2012 these came out." Well, it's doing better than the diesel VH4. It's not hard. Let's leave that on and just check for stability. Let's share the screen, eh? Now that I've found the correct file. Going through all my porno folders. Desk share. There we go. So, what were we looking at? Bias supply. That's just switching and preamp. Power supply. Here's the bias supply. Alright, so FS2. It is the right fuse, yeah. 500 milliamp fuse on the bias. That's silly. 1M407. Yep. And that's your two. Okay, so they're just identical circuits pulling from the same node. And they got local filtering. 10 microfarad, 100 volt. Okay, so that's good. It's got its own winding. Just not sure why they... Oh, yeah. Ooh, I can see evidence of rework here. Someone's lifted one of the ends of those bias sense resistors. Those ones, R68 and R67. I can see solder evidence on there and flux in the area. But they look like the original resistors. So I don't know if they were chasing the dragon. Trying to figure out what was wrong with the thing. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how. So you've got your cathode there, bias connector. Okay, so it goes via these. So there is no cathode fuse. And you've got one fuse here, FS1. FS1 for the 40 watt should be a 500 milliamp, and it is. How didn't that blow? Weird. Anyway, I'm glad we caught it when we did. All I can surmise from this is that someone had a play with it just before sending it to me. Maybe you went to another tech, who knows? I can't find any issues with the standby switch. Let's see what its output is. 8 ohms, yep, sweet. We're on. Signal generator would help if that's turned on. Classic gain, ultra gain, no gain, row gain. No signal. Oh, I'm up in like 70 kilohertz. I was testing a transformer last night, so I didn't change it back after that. I don't think 70 kilohertz would get through the input stage of this amp. But we've still got nothing. What's happening? Am I doing something dumb? Chances are high. Oh, I'm changing the reverb. We should still have signal though. I'm on the wrong channel. That's what's wrong. Okay, now we've got signal. Trigger set to channel 1. Change the time base. Open up the master. Got some pretty asymmetrical shit happening in the phase inverter there. $22. Yeah, something funny happening in the phase inverter. Let's just check the plates on that. 271. 282. That shouldn't be that far out. It's not a voicing thing, is it? Hmm, 20 volts. What's that in 8 ohms? I should know this by now. That's 50 watts. So it's got the juice. Strange. Don't know. Let's just see what kind of current we're pulling from that fuse when it's biased where it was. We'll just remove the fuse and put the meter in its place. Wait for it to discharge, obviously. Oh, hiccups. 8 volts. This is just for curiosity's sake. Oh, that's AC. That's not going to tell us what we want to know. Let's just do it anyway. Valves are warming up. It's a 90 millivolts AC, 100 millivolts AC. Sitting a bit lower on the current there on the outputs, and we're drawing 127, 128 milliamps AC across that fuse. Let's just crank the bias right up. Back to about where it was. We're drawing 250, 260, 280. So probably a bit of an oversized fuse for that application. Shouldn't be able to draw that much current and still have it okay. Well, it's fixed bias, but yeah, it seems excessive. No, I'm talking out my ass there, because yeah, when you're driving at full pelt, that's when you're gonna. All right, so we're back at 28. I'll stop talking for a sec before I can form a thought. So cranked right up to the point where it's clipping the output stage. We're drawing 515 milliamps across that fuse AC. So yeah, it's probably about right. 495 milliamps. And that's biased where it was after we adjusted it. Sorry, I just realised it was still on the bloody schematic capture. Anyway, I might leave that one where I can power it up and just check that switch over time. And see if there's any issue with the switch over the long term, because I'm not finding anything wrong with it at the moment. But need to move on to the next one. Newish tubes gone bad. No, I don't know. I think they probably would have told us if they changed the valves. Oh, hang on, yeah, sorry. I put in... Oh, I forgot my own description. Okay, I don't want to dox a customer. I put new valves in and had to go at bias, but hoping you could check and service. Right, so here's me trying to figure out. I could have just read the fucking job sheet. I think it's because that job sheet was written down when I wasn't here. Michelle received that job. I probably would have remembered if he talked to me. But yeah, he's written it down on the sheet, so. He's turned it on briefly, tried to bias it, but given up shortly after, which is a good thing because it was biased extremely hot. Speaking of extremely hot, maybe it's time to start that fire. How am I going to do this? Have I got a tripod? Have I got a phone holder thingy? Tell you what, I'm going to have a break and have a Kit Kat. So give us 10 minutes, I'll sort out my shit, and I'll be back. Settings. I got audio. Hey, yeah. Boom. How's the signal level? Let's try that on for size. Flip camera. Very stable. I need my keys. Oh, it's loud. How's that? Is that better? Thanks, legends. Thanks for the feedback. All right. It's getting warm. It's getting warm. All right. Let's set it up over here because last year when I set it up, it made the shop smoky, which was nice to me, but not to the customers. So, is that ultra wide? Yeah, I think it is. There we go. Need my hat because I'm a filthy ranger. Burned in about 5 seconds. It's extreme UV rating today. Got me charcoal bin. Always make sure you got a metal one of them. Need to clean this joint up a bit. I need a rake or something. The lawn mowing guys just mow all the garbage and turns it into little specks of shit. So I got a vertical smoker, water smoker, bullet smoker, whatever you want to call it. Oh, she's got a bit of weight to her. It's on a bit of a tilt there. Looks about right. No sound again. Really? Let's try. Let's try there. Tell me if you got sound, how it's going. I need my jigsaw. And a battery. Need to cut some kindling. Got some American ash. Hang on. Come on, you bastard. Forgot my lump hammer. And just go trick shot. Take a finger off. Didn't need it anyway. Seems wrong starting a fire when it's so hot. Did check, there's no fire bans. Well, there wasn't yesterday anyway. Whoop, gone into the low Earth orbit. That'll do us. That won't do us. Bit of ASMR. Yeah, it's good wood. It's what do you call it? Kiln dried. Yeah, that's cicadas in the background. What are we barbecuing? Well, we've got Scotty the Legends 4 cheese and jalapeno snags. We've got 4 kilograms of them because fuck, they are so good in the smoker. And we've got chicken wings. I was going to do some pork ribs, but only if they had them in stock and weren't too expensive. But yeah, just small finger foodie type stuff because it's quick to cook. Otherwise I would have had to be up all night with this thing. So it's a water smoker, it's got the fire down the bottom, obviously. And then it's got a water bowl on top which regulates the temperature. How you going? Starting it now, kicking off around midday. How's the golf day?
Yeah, good mate.
Yeah?
Good.
You feeling a bit rough today? Nah, that's alright, whatever. They can park on the set. Merry Christmas. Yeah. How was it? Good?
Lovely. Thanks for that wonderful photo.
Yeah, no worries. It was alright. Till the beer runs out. So probably 5. Yeah. Oh, there's none. I was going to get some, but I left it too late to organise. I was going to, but yeah.
Play music, yeah?
Sorry?
You have music playing?
Oh yeah, going to get the speakers out and shit, yeah. We're not even open till 10, but I'm just getting this going and then, yeah. So yeah, come back around if you're in the area.
I've got some work to do, so
I'm trying to move the cars.
happy for some
Or
music,
you can have a drink. We all know how serious work is this time of year. It's like, I'm working.
What have you got a speaker on your phone?
Yeah, I'm live streaming.
Oh, good on you. All right, hello everyone.
Hello everyone, they're all mainly in the US. Yeah. That's the air conditioning shop, people. I had a golf day yesterday, kicking goals, mate. If there's one thing that's always going to be profitable in this country, it's air conditioning. Alright, just get our hands dirty, that's the easiest way. Oh, bit of maple there. So very happy that Scotty had his jalapeno snags, because I rocked up there yesterday to try and buy it yesterday, Arvo, have it ready for today, and he was out of stock. I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna have to find something else. I think that's the reason the audio cut out before, because Shell rang me to say that they got them. Yeah, what kind of solvent are we going to use to start this bastard? Because fucked if I'm doing it naturally aspirated. If there's an opportunity to use flammable chemicals, I will use flammable chemicals. Let's go grab something. You know what's a good fire starter, champions? Do you remember a couple of years ago, remember COVID? Well, we've all got these left over still and no one uses them anymore. There's 75% alcohol, whether it be isopropyl or you know, the other one. Look at that. Jelly. There we go. Can't see it because it must be ethanol. You can't see the flame. That'll get it going. Yeah, IPA is good too. IPA, you can see the flame a bit better. This must be ethanol. It's almost invisible. Grab a bit of IPA just to chooch it along. Smoking the joint out. Yeah, go for it. Nah, it's fine. They can park on the street too. They can park on the street as well. I don't even know if anyone's going to turn up yet. No worries, man. No stress. A waffle. That's right, Lou. I forgot you came from the Big Clive community. She's going now, lads. Alright, what are we going to set up? So we're going to set up the marquee pretty much where the van is. And yeah. Maximum bit rate. Let's go 5,000. Let's try that. Orientation lock. Left. Camera orientation. Mirror front facing camera. Okay, let's try that. Because the front camera shouldn't be mirrored. That's stupid. Alright, let's try that on. I don't know why it was back to front for the front facing camera. It's not now. Let's cool the poor little camera down in front of the aircon. Yeah, it is getting warm out there. I think the sun kind of killed it, having the sun on it. I suppose I could set it up inside and go through the glass. It's a bit weird though, isn't it? Bloody Australia, where everything's hot. There you go, you can look at the Allen and Heaths. We don't really have any shade out there at the moment. Don't know. We can try it again, just keep it in the shade. If there is any. No, there isn't. Too hard. Oh, I might call it here then, because that's a pain in the ass. Well, thanks for joining us. Well, thanks for joining us.